Charlie, at the moment, we can confirm Charlie 1-2. Charlie 1-2 is on the freeway. We need to know what they see in Emerson Lake. Outbound. We also need to confirm whereabouts. Charlie 6. Break.
During MWX, I'm the sub-corridor for Range 220 for the urban fight. As the sub-corridor is to help manage and control the urban adjudication fight once it's down here. And my specific role for that is, again, managing the shifting of coyotes to cover down, make sure they're at the point of friction where the tactical action is happening so they can capture, coach, and adjudicate as necessary. This exercise, the coyotes, you have that non-biased referee out there, essentially. So the teach, coach, and mentor portion of this kind of goes away to where if we see something that running into a complete friction point, you have that coyote out there that may help them out a little bit. But the main point is to capture the tactical actions and adjudicate when the fight's going on for that. So the non-biased piece is you're not for one side or the other, you're just there to capture the best practices and actions that we've seen, good and bad.
MWX is fighting a near peer, and it's 2 battalions plus, so they have mech and air assets against 1 battalion. That 1 battalion will start off in the defense, the other 2 will start off in the offense, and they'll try and take key terrain objectives, and you'll have coyotes out there assessing the battlefield. We need to start being prepared for a fight against someone who has the same assets as we do.
Echo Company's role originally moving into this exercise was gaining a foothold in the industrial complex of Range 220 in order to set conditions for follow-on operations. So it played out pretty much as planned leading up to it. We left our assembly area. We were motorized. We moved up to our assault position. From our assault position, we waited for adjacent companies to be in place. From there, we moved up and we started gaining that foothold in the industrial complex.
So scenarios that they face are your traditional open ground fights, movement to contact coming through open ground to close within an objective. And then they get into the different levels of information operations. You got the EW spectrum, everything that we integrate on the current threats that are out there, all the way to where you get Range 220 here, where they go into the urban fight and they have to deal with local populace, as well as a pacing threat force that's also integrated within that populace. They get to actually practice their techniques without a scripted environment. So rather than, hey, targets up, targets down, they got another thinking element out there that's actually trying to attack them. So they got a sparring partner and they can practice their tactics with.
It really tests your knowledge of everything you've gone through as far as training and see where your guys are at and trying to keep them focused on making it realistic.
Definitely. I mean, that was probably one of the greatest parts of this exercise is just the realism of the enemy always has a say. If they attack your logistical assets, you make do with what you have and you still accomplish the mission.
I've had the same mentality, and our guys have done good, and so far we're one of the few remaining surviving platoons.